it's a pretty gnarly gap. I'm gonna see if I've got that other piece. Hopefully it's long enough to replace this piece. If not, we'll figure something out. All right, everyone, welcome back to the channel. We're going to be adding some crown moldings to some laundry room cabinets. Now, I've had these cabinets installed for a couple of years, and there was an issue with the install. We had to change the original crown molding out, and by the time I got it worked out with the cabinet company to get me some new crown, the installer didn't want to come back to install. And I said, I'll figure it out. That was 2 years ago. So today we're gonna figure out how to install it. I've never done the coping, so I'm just gonna figure it out on the fly. Hopefully it looks good. I should have enough pieces here to have one, maybe two small mistakes, but beyond that, we're hosed. So yeah, let's get to it. Get you up here. So, got about 1/8 of an inch bow in the ceiling there. Gotta figure out how to cope that. Plus, I gotta raise this up about 1/2 inch. And I can't take anything off this bottom edge, or I would just shape it and then rip off the other side. Okay, change plans a little bit. Couldn't come up with a good strategy to cope with the ceiling and make it all work with the same reveal on the doors. Spent 20 minutes searching through YouTube, couldn't find anything that was helpful. So we are just going to measure from the reveal I want on the cabinet doors on either end of the ceiling, make a mark on the crown, and cut a straight line. And because we measured like 1/8 of an inch tops on that gap, we're just gonna use the old-fashioned caulk. Okay, this is about to get kind of sketch, so if you're squeamish, close your eyes. Now I'm just cutting a little bit off the end. It was a really tight fit, so I'm just taking a 32nd of a 16th off just to make it fit a little bit better. See how it fits? Probably should have dusted this off outside. Oh, it looks almost good. Too tight right there, and it's not fitting under the scribe bolt right here. I gotta take off probably a 32nd of an inch right there. As I mentioned, it's really tight in here. Like, really tight. All right, took a little bit of figuring out, but I've got that first piece all lined up, as you can see there. You can still see that gap up at the top, but I think that's what I'm gonna do for the rest of the pieces. I've got 2 more to cut. We got a jog and then another straight run. Use that same strategy where I'll just measure one side, measure the other, cut a straight line, sand it where I need to, and then I'll just caulk that top part. It should look great. Like I said, if you've done this before, please either make a video and send it to me or write something in the comments. Let me know how you would handle this situation. I'm still puzzled on how to get that to cope right. But in the meantime, cue the music. For any of you who have never really used a miter saw before, I'm setting my saw at 45 degrees. You will typically set your saw at 45 degrees for most miter cuts. In this case, because I was just going on a right angle turn, 2 45-degree cuts put together gave us a 90-degree corner. Math, it's fun. Did I mess up? Yep, you did mess up. When you rough cut that piece before you put your miter on it, you only accounted for one of the mitered ends instead of the two like you see here.
What you should have done is added another inch or so to account for those mitered sides on your rough cut. But you had enough left over to, crisis averted. Lucky you.
Let's blow it off this time. Ugh. Well, right here. It's too big of a gap by the door. And I've got that scribe mold and a big old honking gap right there. Okay. I 1/4 of an inch tricked myself. I was supposed to cut it at 3 5/8 on this end going into the wall. I cut it at 3 3/8. So it's a pretty gnarly gap. I'm gonna see if I've got that other piece. Hopefully it's long enough to replace this piece. If not, we'll figure something out.
What this guy is trying to say is that he had enough left over by about 3/4 of an inch to cover for his bad cut. So once again, crisis averted, and we had just enough material to cover this project.
It's now time to pin those up. Remember, safety squints can stop a little sawdust, but not stopping a brad nailer. Get yourself some glasses. Also, take care of your tools. Your tools will take care of you.
Hey Einstein, you forgot to reload.
I went to go grab my wood filler, start filling in those holes, and discovered I didn't have any left. I thought I did. It's one of those things in the back of my mind, like, I've got plenty of wood filler. Not this time. So I ran to the store, grabbed some wood filler, got back here, opened it up, put my finger in it, put it on the first pinhole, and discovered it was natural instead of white. So I think I can make this work. Another challenge we're getting through today. Because it's up high in a dark room, I should be okay with some touch of paint to just leave it. What if I can't? I'll let you know. On the bright side, I went and got myself a project drink. Some Mountain Dew cream thing. I don't really do soda, but this one's actually pretty good. Let me know what your favorite project drink is.
I know I made a big deal about coping that and having to caulk it and everything, but my wife took one look at it and said, I think it's fine, so, less work for me.
Okay, we've got this project done. It's wrapped up. It looks great. We've got that crown all put up. That laundry room is looking fantastic. It wasn't that hard of a project. 2-3 hours on a Saturday afternoon. Good to go. From start to finish, done. If you like this video and want to see more, help a buddy out, like, subscribe. And with all that being said, what should we try next?